already plenty of pure PPFs out there chasing the same goal, making the game look as real as possible, usually labeled with the mighty word realism. Very dramatic, very marketable. A lot of them are paid and packed with extra features like fog effects, rainbows, stars in broad daylight, magical skies, probably a portal to another dimension if you scroll far enough. And to be fair, many of them look seriously good, especially in screenshots. No hate there. Some of those creators know exactly what they're doing, but after trying a bunch of them, I realized they just don't really match my vibe. Some lean very dark with low exposure, which honestly makes sense. It helps hide the little things that remind you, yes, this is still a game. Clever move. And most showcase shots are taken in overcast weather, where soft lighting can make almost anything look expensive. Meanwhile, I enjoy driving in daylight with proper sun, strong shadows, bright reflections, and the track actually looking alive. That's where many of those PPFs stop fitting what I want the final image to feel like. So instead of searching forever, I decided to make my own. So with this new project I'm working on, DV Libra, the goal is to balance things out in a way that feels closer to how our eyes actually see the world. I'm going for a cleaner, more natural look, but with a slightly bolder touch in darker contrast areas so the image still has depth and character. Daylight stays bright and lively because sunlight should feel like sunlight, not like the sun forgot to clock in. I also want shadows to stand out properly, the way they do on an actual track when the light hits just right. Another big focus is the greens. A lot of tracks can push trees and vegetation into that extra saturated radioactive salad territory. So I've been working on toning those greens down a bit and giving them a slightly darker, more grounded look. The tricky part is doing that without messing up other green elements like car paint, signs, or track details. Basically, calming the forest down without punishing the innocent. Compared to the earlier footage at Monza, this run at Imola starts with much richer greens straight from the track's own textures. Different tracks have their own personality, and sometimes that personality is, I would like to be a jungle. The idea with DV Libra is to adapt to those default track colors while keeping the greens lively enough to feel natural, but without drifting into oversaturated territory. So instead of one channel shouting over everything else, the whole image stays more balanced. There may still be room for small tweaks depending on your favorite track, but hopefully nothing major. The goal is for it to look good out of the box and stay comfortable for everyday driving, not just 5 minutes of screenshot posing. The foundation of this PPF comes from my previous release, DV Ascend, and it still uses the same custom slider controls many of you already know. I'm also planning to add a few more sliders for extra fine-tuning, so you can shape the look further if you want. No fancy gimmicks, no unnecessary fireworks, just useful controls that do the job. And of course, this one will be free on my Patreon too. Big shout out to all you awesome fellas who've supported me on Patreon since the beginning of this journey. You lot are absolute legends, and I genuinely appreciate every bit of support. The reason I opened the footage with Monza is simple. That track is basically trees, trees, and more trees with a racing circuit hiding in the middle of them. It's a great place to show how the greens carry more shadow and depth without turning into a dark green swamp. Then we move to Imola because it's one of those tracks that really comes alive when the sun sits lower in the sky, especially in the morning or late afternoon. That softer angle gives the whole place a great atmosphere, and DV Libra is built to feel right at home during those hours. But when the sun climbs high and starts acting important, the image still stays under control. It doesn't blow out into a giant flashlight pointed at your windshield. And of course, just like with most PPFs, overcast weather can look fantastic when you're chasing that realism vibe. DV Libra reacts dynamically to cloud coverage by adjusting ambient lighting in the background, so exposure stays consistent whether you're running few clouds, scattered clouds, broken clouds, or windy weather. Basically, the weather can have mood swings, but the visuals stay balanced. Now we're moving over to Silverstone, where everything opens up. Wide track, big runoff areas, grass stretching along the sides, and barriers that feel politely distant instead of breathing down your neck. Because the circuit is so open, you see a lot more sky, which naturally makes the whole scene brighter. The key here is keeping that brightness clear without turning it into an eye exam. The image stays clean and bright, but not blinding. The shadows still hold their shape, the contrast stays balanced, and nothing gets washed out just because the sun decided to show up. And of course, visuals aren't just about trackside cameras. Here's how it all looks from the place that matters most, inside the cockpit, across a variety of cars around the circuit. That's it, awesome fellas. A quick look at how the current PPF project is coming along. Subscribe to the channel and follow me on Patreon if you'd like to keep track of the progress, catch more customization tutorials, and see extra content that doesn't always make it onto YouTube. Like always, everything stays free, or swing by my Discord server if you'd like to hang around with me and other modders there. Keep your car cool, your visuals hot, and as always, stay awesome.